Hi everybody, this is my blog update for November 2020. This is still a draft of what you're looking at here. I haven't actually published it on the website yet, but I'm doing the video and talking over it because it'll help me to have this here. And okay, so what happened this month? Well, I started off the month thinking, why on earth did I do that bloody video last month? Because I was basically on the video going, yeah, look at me, how clever I am. And then look what happened. Oh my God, absolute nightmare. Day one, what an absolute stinker. And uh, why did it happen? Well, I know exactly why it happened. Uh, let's have a look at some of these figures. Right, okay, ignore that one for a second. Ignore that one. Yeah, okay, so that's my real figures. That's actually what I actually have done since I've been doing this, and this is November 418, so slightly down on last month, and well, very slightly down on last month, and that puts my bank up to just over 2 grand. So that's the real figures, and I was targeting sort of roughly 20% growth rate of my bank per month, and that's what these figures are carrying on from here. But in reality, because I've been doing so well, I'd actually been doing nearer 30%. And what happened was that when I looked at the next month, I thought, right, okay, so in November, if I'm going to do that 30% again, I need to win 488, which is near as damn it is 500 quid. So if I trade it for 25 days, I'm thinking in my head, right, 25 days, £20 profit, easy peasy, £500, thank you very much. Because I'm a real clever guy and I know what I'm doing and it's all going honky dory. So I start trading on this day, and you can see what's happened here because here's a screenshot of my trades for the 1st of November. Race 1, or well, say race 1, it may not have been race 1, but it was the first race I traded. I made a very small loss, 104. Second race, I win 377. Third race, I win 1276. Now, in reality, at that point, a lot of other days when I wasn't trying to win 20 quid a day, I know exactly what I'd have done when I won that race there. I'd have gone, oh look, there we go, 15 quid or whatever it was. Nice and easy, 2 easy trades, thanks very much, 15 quid, switch off. And that's the end of the day. But I'm now thinking, yeah, but I want to win 20 quid, I don't want to win 15. So let's do another one. And then look what happened. Absolute disaster, quite frankly. So that was the worst possible start and totally avoidable and purely based on the fact that I was trying to be greedy and do an extra trade. I'm not saying that's the only reason. I mean, you know, a bad trade's a bad trade, whatever the reason. But I needn't have been trading it, is the point. You know, when you start looking for trades, that's when it really goes wrong. So that was a shockingly bad start to the month, and obviously I'm up against it. Decent day, day 2, day 3, reasonable days. Then I have another red day, and by this point I'm thinking, Jesus Christ, £20 a day looks a long way off when I'm, you know, things are going this bad. What's that? 26, 36, 42. I'm still in the red at this point. You know, I'm still in the red for the month after 5 days, and it's just, you're just thinking, oh my God, this is just awful. And then I have a £2 day and a 265 day and an £8 day, and you think, this is, you know, 20 quid looks a million miles away. £500, I haven't got a prayer, absolutely not got a prayer. Now, luckily for me, because I think the wheels could have come off at this point, quite frankly, because it's all mental. This bloody trading, everything about it is just, it's all everything that happens between your ear holes. Nothing else really matters. It's just so easy to learn how to trade, but it's your own brain that you can't control. That's the problem bit. Now, luckily for me, I don't know whether Andrew's telepathic or whether he's got spyware on my computer, but I never asked him to ring me. I book phone calls to speak to him as often as I can. Well, say as often as I can. I book them as often as I can. I think I can get away with without pissing him off too much, really. But I didn't ring. I didn't ask for a phone call, but he actually rang me on. I can't remember exactly what day it was. It was about the 9th or the 10th of the month, and he rang me just to see how I was getting on. I think he knew from what I typed in the Telegram room that it wasn't going so well. And he rang me on the morning of the 9th or the morning of the 10th, as I say. I can't remember which day it was, but anyway, he rang me that day, and we had a chat, and thankfully we did, because I would have been, as I say, I'd have been in a right mess, I think. And what we looked at was my original plan when I started July with 497.20, which is what I started, was to increase my bank to the point where in year 2, so I would end year 1 with 3.6 in my bank account and end year 2 with 26 odd in my bank account. So if you take the one from the other, let's call that 26.6 and call that 3.6. So win 23,000 over the year, which is as near as, damn it, £2,000 a month. That was my sort of dream, if you like, and my ambition, and that was the sort of trading plan that Andrew and I had set up. So rather than look at what I had been looking at, which was my actual figures, these are my actual figures, this is what I've actually done each month, and that's what I did last month. Look, for November, you can see I ended up winning 418 in the end, which wasn't too bad, just slightly down on last month. But the problem was, I'd been looking at this just click on that. Yeah, I've been looking at this one, which was based on 30%, because I had been doing more than the 20 odd percent or the 18% that I needed. I've been doing a lot more than that. I've been doing nearer 30%. So I'd been looking at this, so then I'm looking at November. After the end of October, I looked at November and thought, right, okay, so if I'm going to do this, because I was itching to start winning £1,000 a month, quite frankly. That's what I was looking at, and I was thinking, well, if I do this in 4 months' time, I'm going to be doing it. So I need to win 488 in November, which, if I trade 25 days of the month, that's £20 a day, and that's what caused the problem. That was what did it for me. When I'm looking at being £15 up on the first day, and instead of switching off, I think, yeah, I'll do another trade. That's what the problem was. So luckily, as I say, I had a chat with Andrew. We realised I was being an idiot, and we decided that we're going to forget about the money again and just ignore the big figures and just look at these really small ones, which is all I need to do. 18% a month, win £89 in month 1, win a 105, etc. Which meant that in November, all I actually needed to win was £173, not 500. So, thanks to Andrew, I was able to forget about that and just trade again and think, right, okay, easy peasy. I mean, I was still losing after the first few days of the month, couple of pound, but it didn't matter. I realised it just didn't matter, so I forgot about the money side of things, just concentrated on my trading, concentrated on the process, safety first, get a couple of trades in, one decent one, couple of little ones in, or whatever it was, turn the computer off, thanks very much, bank the green day, come back tomorrow. And of course, as soon as I start doing that, what happens? Bang, 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 day after day, good stuff. I mean, I've got £43 there again. Without, I'm not trying to win loads of money at that day. It just happens. some days are good days and some days are bad days. There's an interesting day. Look, on the 20th, I traded. I watched lots of races, but I didn't trade any of them because there was no opportunities. And that's, that's the difference. When you're trying to think, well, I've got to win £20 a day. I've got to win £20 a day. Those are the days when you lose 100 and whatever because you have a complete mare. So thankfully, Andrew, as I say, if Andrew hadn't rung me up on about the 9th or the 10th of the month, I don't really know what would have happened. So he sort of saved me from myself, really. And I've had a good month since then. It's been nice and steady. It's gone all the way through. Decent day. I had a day off on the 29th. Took the day off and finished up in the end on 418, which is, it's not bad at all. 5 consecutive green months. I'm happy with that. I've had a bit of a wobble. As I say, I did regret doing the video because I sort of felt like I've been saying on the video at the end of last month, yeah, look at me, what a clever bloke I am. And then I look a right twat. So I almost didn't do this video for the same reason. Okay, so that was last month. Next month I have got some plans. I was going to tell you about them in the video, but I've decided not to. I'm going to see how it goes, and then I'll update maybe halfway through the month or whatever. But I have some plans. I've spoken to Andrew. We have a plan of attack for December, and as I say, I won't say what that is now, but that will hopefully become apparent at the end of next month. What I will answer though is I will answer somebody who's asked a question on my. I posted the video last month obviously on the blog and also on my YouTube channel, and somebody asked a question, so I'm just going to answer that. Let me just pause the video 1 second while I get that to show you. Right, this is my YouTube channel, and this is the video I posted up for last month. And somebody on there asked me a question, said, oh, could you put some screenshots up from your Betfair? And he said, I mean your P&L for each month. And not me initially, somebody else replied, because I didn't spot it straight away. Somebody else replied and said, more or less said, and this guy, I know this guy, by the way, he's somebody who we follow each other on Twitter. His name's Tomek on Twitter, and he said, he puts lots of his P&L stuff on Twitter, and it sounds like you're querying his profits. Not a great look or whatever like that. So anyway, then I saw the reply, and I just said to him, look, I'm sort of paraphrasing here. I like to see the whole lot. I like to see all of my results from when I very first started doing the blog, rather than just being able to show 3 months on Betfair. So that's why I like to use the Excel spreadsheet and not Betfair. So that was that. But then he came back and said, well, sort of answered the other guy, not me, and he said, yeah, but it's just about, his credibility really, and I'd like to take the course he promotes. I'll talk about the word promotes in a second, and learn about trading. So posting his profit and loss on the blog every month, is it bad querying when no proof? And I thought about it afterwards and thought, well, yeah, he's got a bit of a point really. I would just stress, of course, that the back for profit nothing to do with me. I don't own it, I don't run it, it's nothing to do with me, but I'm a member of it and I think it's great. So, but obviously from Alexis's point of view, he thinks I'm promoting it, so should I therefore be able to back up and prove what I'm saying? And I think he's got a bit of a point really. My own sort of reasons for not doing it is that I think, part of me says, well, I don't give a shit whether people believe me or not. I don't do this blog for their benefit. I do this blog for my benefit because it helps me to sort of review my performance, try and see where my weaknesses are, and try to improve my trading. That's why I write down each day the trades, good and bad, and what I've done, and it helps me. And I go back at the end of the month and I'll re-watch race replays of ones that I've done quite well and ones where I've done badly, and it just helps. So that's why I do the blog. I don't do it to prove anything to anybody else. But as I say, I thought, well, he's got a bit of a point really. So I'm not going to make a habit of it, but I'm going to make a promise to you, Alexis. I'm going to try my best for you this month to go through the entire month of December. If I don't do it in December, I think I'll certainly do it in January. I think I'm going to do it 1 month. I really do. I'm going to go through the entire month without getting a single red day. And if I do that, then I will record my screen, log into Betfair, record my screen and go, right, there's every trade I did for December, every single one. And you'll be able to watch me as I flick through Betfair and show you every trade. So that's what I'm going to do next month, as long as I can go through the month without getting a red, because I just want to do it for 1 month for my own benefit, really, as much as anything else. I know I'm close. 2 red days this month, when I could really have come off the rails this month. 2 red days there, 1 red day, 1 red day. I mean, you know, law of averages says I'm going to have to go through a month one time without getting a red. I mean, look at that, look. The 5th of the month all the way to the end of the month, I've gone, you know, green day every day. It's just, I know I'm going to do it eventually. And I don't really like to show off, but trust me, Alexis, if I do go through the month, I'll show off just for you. Okay, so you'll have to wait for next month and see if I do it, and then in which case you're going to get to look inside my Betfair account, profit and loss. But anyway, what I will say is I'm not going to do that every month. As I say, I don't care. I don't need to. I'm not doing it to prove anything to anybody. If you don't want to buy the service, that's fine by me. It ain't mine. There are a lot of people in the back for profit trading room, I can promise you this, who don't want me to be promoting it to anybody. There are people in there who think it's great and they never tell a living soul because they don't want anyone else to know. They don't want 500 members in there. Well, to be fair, Andrew wouldn't have 500 members in there, but they don't want anybody in there because they just don't want anybody else going in there and doing what they're doing. Tell people it's good. Okay, I hope you found it interesting this month. Fingers crossed, Alexis. Next month I'll be green every day, and we'll all be in clover. Speak to you soon, guys.